Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. A little bit of a different start to the video on this one. Normally when I'm stood here you see a finished Lego set or a product in front of me which I'm reviewing. This time I haven't started building it yet, but I thought I would do the intro to show you how it's turned up and what my initial thoughts of it are. The set in front of me is the UCS X-Wing, set number 75355. 1,953 pieces from AliExpress. Original Lego cost 210 and I paid £47.76, including all taxes and shipping. Just a quick note, when you see a price on AliExpress and you click add to basket or buy it now, that is not the price you'll pay. They will always add tax on, and I'm not sure if it's 20%. I don't think it is. I'm not sure how they work it out, but there is a tax. And I always generally go for shops with free shipping. So that's just one thing to consider when you're buying AliExpress. I've had this set what feels like forever. I say it's still in the bag. I've not even touched it yet. I ordered this on the 28th of July last year. It's currently the 11th of March. So many months ago. So like I said, ordered on 28th of July, but it was delivered on the 14th of August. 17 days to get delivered. Not too bad. If they deliver a set within 3 weeks, I'm generally all right. And like I said, I always have a bit of a backlog, so it's never like I'm waiting for the set. Just be very prepared. When you order a set, you could wait a week. I think Wally turned up in 7 days or 6 days. This set, 17 days. So it's not too bad. You can't moan at that. It was delivered to us in a padded white envelope, like most sets are at the moment. It's very rare that you get Lego sets in a box. Diagon Alley turned up in a box, and so did Assembly Square, but you can't just think it's the big sets that turn up in boxes. We've had quite a few sets recently. They've all been in padded envelopes. Doesn't make any difference. The one that did make a bit of a difference was the fishing cabin, fisherman's cabin. That turned up in a padded envelope, but it warped the base plate. So what I had to do with that is I put the base plate in some hot water and then let it soak for a bit, and then I flattened it out with a book or something on top and just left it for a day, and it fixed it fine. So this set, what have I got on here? Nice to see that the manual has the image of what you're building. Doesn't happen very often at the moment. I would say less than 5% have the actual image, and it's Safar Wars, so it's close. They've added an extra little bit in, copyright. As you can see, it's turned up in loads and loads of bags. Each bag is numbered, so that's bag 4-1, that's bag 3-1, bag 9-2. Hopefully these bags tally up with the manual. The manual itself is very compact. There is 72 pages, but on each page there is a lot of steps. This is the only thing I probably struggle a little bit with AliExpress, is where you buy this with Lego, you probably get 4 steps per page, but they condense it down. So I've got 365, so 10 on one page and another 8 on that page. So there's 18 steps on 2 pages. In a good way, it means you're not flicking pages every 2 seconds, but it can get, when you're building quite an intricate piece and they may not show you what pieces you're adding, it can get a little bit kind of, you can lose the sight of what you're doing a little bit. Comes with a nice little sticker sheet. Everything looks great. They generally just tuck them inside the manual. I say luckily for this, there's only 5 stickers, unlike Diagon Alley, which looks like it's about 700. But that's not AliExpress's fault. That's Lego's, rather than having printed pieces. One thing that I will say with this set is, when this turned up, it was in a plastic bag. I've opened it now to kind of get it out of the plastic bag, but normally these like the clear pieces aren't in plastic bags. They're generally loose, or they're in a bag full of other pieces. But this was in its own plastic bag to stop it getting scratched. My problem is I took it out the bag and I've had it for nearly 6 or 7, no, bloody hell, 8 months, and now it's a little bit scratched. The reason for me not building this one just yet is because I've got no real place to put it. My plan is to put it over my computer setup, but at the moment I've got the Millennium Falcon hanging there. What I might do, and I've been doing this a lot recently, is wall mounting the Millennium Falcon and the X-Wing next to each other. Because at the moment, Millennium Falcon is just on a IKEA shelf. I will show you. Hold on, let me, like that. So as you can see, there's my computer setup, and there's the Millennium Falcon. It's not the UCS one, it's just the normal one. But what I was thinking is mounting the Millennium Falcon there, and then the X-Wing there, or vice versa. But that will be another project. So that was a bit of a weird start to the video because it's not a finished product. It will be a set that I build in the next, hopefully a week or two, because it's annoying me being stored in our wardrobe. So what I'll do now is I'm going to cut this part of the video, and then in about 2 seconds time you will see me stood here with the finished set and the final review, whether there's any missing pieces, how it goes together, stuff like that, whether he recommends it. Although sometimes I do recommend sets for the sake of it, just because of the value. I think I should start giving them a bit of a rating of what I think. So that's going to be something I think about in the near future. So thank you very much for watching this part of the video, and I will see you in a minute when it's finished. Okay guys, so there it is, finally built. I can't believe it took me nearly a year from when I received it to now. The main worry I had with it was just the size of it. We don't live in a very big place at all, and I've filled most of the house up with Lego. So that's why. And then when I started building it, I built the inner frame of the actual X-Wing first and thought, it's not as big as I thought it was. And then you just put more pieces on, and it just got massive. But overall, I love it. I think the shape is perfect. Really, really like it. It's nicely detailed. Went together really well. There was a couple of little issues that I had. Okay, so when I was building it from the official Lego instructions on the website, mainly because it gave me more desk space. I didn't have to worry about the manual. The manual it came with wasn't the best. It had like 10 steps per page, so the pictures were tiny little pictures. At least once it's on the screen, I can have it on the PDF, have it open, widescreen, see it quite well. And the Lego instructions is 2 steps per page. So as I was building it, I noticed that at one point they wanted you to do a 3x3 studded plate thing. And I didn't have any of those. I couldn't find it anywhere. So I kind of skipped along and had a look forward, and I could build the set without that piece. So there was another piece next to it that would support it, and it would be okay. So once I got to the end of that bag, I noticed that I had some 2 plates and 3 plates. Then I realised what they want you to do is build them in a way that it makes the shape. The instructions didn't show that. So I thought, that's a bit weird. There was a bit laziness on their behalf. So I carried on, cracked on. And then once I got to the wings, same thing. On the Lego set, it was an 8 wide by, was it 8? Yeah, 8x4 flat plate for the wings. But I had 8 2x2 studded plate thing, reverse plate things. But I couldn't fit them in the way the Lego set said, the actual official Lego instruction said, because they wanted you to fit the whole plate at once and then build off of that, where this was telling you to, in theory, if you put them in, they'd just fall out straight away. So at that point, I looked in the manual that came with the set, and then I realised that AliExpress didn't have that part in the set. What they've given you is smaller parts, but they've corrected it in the manual. So looking at the instructions on Lego doesn't always help. I learnt that, and then once I kind of got to that stage, I then looked at the paper manual, and it was okay from there. Do I have any other gripes? No, all the pieces were there, except the ones that weren't in the official book. Design that I don't like from Lego is the size of R2-D2. Why have a minifigure scale R2-D2 in a non-minifigure scale set? I would have rather either an opening for an R2-D2, as if there's no one in the ship, or just give us the dome of his head in the correct scale with the print on. That's all you needed to do. But let's say you put him in and he just gets lost. He looks totally the wrong scale. So I'm going to look online to see if I can 3D print something and kind of mock it in myself, because I like the set. I just want it to be a bit better on the R2-D2 side. Something wrong from AliExpress is the Luke Skywalker minifigure. For some reason, his head is the exact same colour as his body and arms and his legs, bright orange. I looked in the manual from the Lego and it's not meant to be like that. So I think AliExpress have either had an error or just laziness, because they thought once you've got the helmet on, you don't really notice. And I do agree, you don't look at Luke Skywalker. When you're walking past this set, you just look at the actual X-Wing. It's got the mechanism that works for the wings, works really well. I was a bit judgmental at the first when I first did it, but it actually works really well. Really nice set. The stand's okay. It's a little bit wobbly, as you can see, if you kind of knock the set, but where I'm planning on putting it, that's not going to be a problem. My original plan to put it above my desk here, you've got to see the camera shelf, exactly the same shelf above, but with action figures and toys. But I tried it earlier, putting it up there where my Millennium Falcon is, but it's not going to work. So we are going to have a move around again. In my hallway, I've got my Saturn V rocket. Above that was I've got the shuttle wall mounted and the lunar lander on top of that shelf, or the cabinet. That's going to have to come down now, and this set is going to replace it. Which I don't think is going to be a problem. It's all space themed, isn't it? I wanted that to be like my NASA corner, but I think I'm going to have to move it around. As things go, it's not the worst situation to be. Would I recommend the set? Yes, it's not that expensive. I wouldn't pay the £200 that Lego said though. I think that's a bit ridiculous. It is really well built. Like when you're building all these plates, all really floppy and all over the place. Then you put the nose cone on and it just holds everything together. It's rock solid now, all these pieces. It's really nice. All of the AliExpress plates and everything are nice and shiny. I could imagine it's going to be a bit of a dust magnet, but that's my problem. So yes, definitely recommend it. Really enjoyed it. I'm actually a bit annoyed with myself that I waited for nearly a year to build it, to be honest. Because it's really nicely detailed, really nicely done. There's only 5 stickers as well, which is actually really helpful. Unlike the Diagon Alley set that we've just done, that had hundreds of stickers. That was ridiculous. So yes, definitely recommend it, guys. Definitely one that I would say get if you've got the space for it. That is, it's an awkward set to store because it don't take up much area on the table, but I say if you put it on something, it's easily quite knockable. So yes, we've got some more videos coming up. We've got the Lego Diner coming up. We've got 2 botanical sets coming up. We've got some football shirts, some more trainers, some more watches, some baseball caps. What else? Our next Lego set that we're going to order is probably the Avengers Tower. That's going to be ordered at some point this month. That's a big set for my son, a little 4-year-old. That's a set he can play with. So I'm going to look at kind of gluing that together in certain ways so he can still access the insides. So yes, all go at the moment. If you can, please subscribe. It would be massively helpful. Like I say, if you have any requests, please leave them down below. We've seen recently some requests. The A-frame cabin is one that we're definitely looking at. We've had some modular requests, the original Batmobile, the Batwing as well. So yeah, what we do is every time we get requests, we write it down in our little #media book. And those are the sets, when we come to buy a set, those are the sets we look at first. So if you have any recommendations, please leave them down below. If you have any comments, again, please leave it down below. Like and a subscribe always goes down very well. Thank you very much for listening to me mumble on for so long, and I will see you on the next one.